I sent you the names that are currently on the 2025 MLB Hall of Fame ballot.
You did.
Did you get a chance to look at any of those?
I have.
All right. As I go through this list, I see a lot of Hall of pretty good. There's a couple guys that I think are interesting, but outside of that, nobody really. So I'll just go with the guys I see. Carlos Beltran, uh, Andrew Jones. I know he's tied to the drugs, but Manny Ramirez.
Well, wait, Sean. That's what I was going to say. What are we doing here? Because these guys really don't. Him, A Rod, they don't get love.
They don't. I mean, I'm
So
saying
what
if
should we
I if
do?
I was voting, I would be voting for both of them.
All right, okay. So you're going to put it on. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, so Manny and A-Rod are two guys I'd vote for. I haven't looked at CC Sabathia's numbers. When I see his name, he doesn't strike me as a Hall of Famer. But
Mm.
then I go, he had a lot of good seasons.
No, he did.
I'd
3,000
really like
strikeout
to,
guy.
yeah,
Okay.
I'd really like to look at his numbers to get a better idea on him. Ichiro is someone I would definitely vote for. Billy Wagner. And again, I was looking at David Wright's numbers the other day. He's not a Hall of Famer. He is absolutely not.
Mhm.
But if he had the same number of at bats and plate appearances that Ron Santo had David Wright never gotten injured, he probably is a Hall of Famer. So
No,
it sucks. Like it sucks for him
no, I
because
agree. I mean, you can't do it just off it. I agree.
the fact that Ben Zobrist is on the fucking ballot is ridiculous.
Well, they got to. I mean, they got to put him on. But
Bobby
I'll think.
Abreu is a guy who's to me, he's a Harold Baines to me.
Yeah,
I don't see him as a Hall of Famer, but yeah.
yeah. Like I said, Sean, it's changed in years. Obviously, you know. What does it used to be? Somebody that you feel like somebody who could change the game every at bat, like a Mike Schmidt, a George Brett. These guys are
Bryce
surefire
Harper.
Hall of Famers, or guys who could do everything well and got 3,000 hits and played multiple positions and won MVP, like a Robin Yount.
Yeah.
Robin Yount, you might have the guy was the fucking model of consistency. Um, First ballot Hall of Famer. So what I see on this list right here, these would be my guys. I think Carlos Beltran did have a good enough career to be in the Hall of Fame, especially compared to some of the guys who did go in.
Yep.
Harold Bay. I know they play different positions, but I'm saying the crux of it is offense and defense as a player. And if fucking Scott Rowland's in, who's a very fine ball player, not great, then Carlos Beltran should be in.
Yeah.
Um, I know Andrew Jones. I mean, I know he had a lot of homers for. He was the best defensive center fielder for a lot of years.
Yes.
So he had the one year where he hit the 50 homers. I would just, like I said, Ozzie Smithson just for his defense. Andrew. So Andrew Jones, I would have to think about. I'd have to look at it a little more. But obviously, if I had to say so, yeah, Hanley and excuse me, Hanley, Manny and Alex Rodriguez. I mean, Alex Rodriguez belongs in as far as I'm concerned because he could hit without doing the stretch of steroid. Look, I know they said he was doing it early on in his career, but not where it made him big or did something else when he became a giant and whatever. But A Rod, I would have. I CC could be in from the pitching standpoint. 3,000 strikeouts, won over the 200. Did he win 250? I know you didn't look at his stats, but I think he might have been there. Ichiro, I'd make him sit out a year. I'd make him sweat it out. No, Ichiro is definitely on.
If he's not a 100%er, I don't get it.
Yeah, he would be
Now that
there,
Mariano
and
Rivera was the first. Um,
well, and then well, but it's hard. I mean, they didn't get Griffey in. It was his teammate. It was. I know Griffey was hurt sometime, but I mean, Ken Griffey Jr. should have been 100%.
Sabathia had 251 career wins.
250. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I know, see, it's hard, man, because I know Andy Pettit had more wins than that. You know what? For as good as Andy Pettit was, I don't know. I don't know if it should be held against him that he was never the ace.
256.
Pettit?
Yeah. With
No,
a
and you
higher
said
ERA.
no. You said Sabathia had 251.
Yeah. Pettit had 256. So he wasn't that many
No,
more.
no. What I'm saying, it's still a lot of fucking wins.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm just saying, if you compare the two of them,
Well, no, and he also he played on much. I mean, Sabathia played on decent teams, but no. Sabathia played on much better teams. Excuse me, Pettit. So I won't even throw Pettit. Billy Wagner definitely. If Billy Wagner doesn't get in this shit and people don't know what you know, you've made this thing where you're going to put in relievers. Like I said, you made the only 100% guy a reliever. Doesn't even make sense.
yeah.
Billy Wagner was a fine. If you look at his stats, and that's the only thing you really can look at. That's what gets guys. That's why I always, don't look at their stats. Well, that doesn't even make fucking sense. Um, Billy Wag. So to me, if my people would go in, I mean, I would vote for a few more people, but my surefire guys that should be Beltran should go in this year. Billy Wagner,
Mhm.
Ichiro, and I would say CC.
Here's my thing with
If you're gonna put four guys, I'd put those four guys in.
Manny and A Rod.
Mhm.
David Ortiz was using. He's everybody's favorite guy. Why the
But I,
fuck is like, and all he was a DH.
I know, but he never failed. He never got,
Did he not? Did he
No,
not
I
feel
don't think.
like the anonymous one or whatever that everybody whatever?
Well, that's what they. I mean, look, Sean. Whatever he did was different from these other guys. Like
Yeah.
Manny, obviously, Manny was just not the smartest guy in the world. Like, Alex Rodriguez never needed to take a drug. I see that to me is I don't know why guys like that. Even to a certain extent, Mark McGuire. Mark McGuire hit almost 50 homers as a fucking 6'9" to 125-pound kid. He didn't need to do steroids to bulk up that big. He just didn't have to. In fact, I'll even go as far to say as it might have hampered his swing a little bit. He might have been a better
Yeah.
average hitter had he with power, had he not done what he did. So I don't know. Like I said, look, guys, you know who else? See, and here's where my thing comes into it too. Felix Hernandez. Felix Hernandez had a nice and was a dominant pitcher for a long time. But he started the old, win 11 games and win a Cy Young.
So there's a report from Sports Illustrated back in 2009 that says the headline is Ortiz and Manny report Ortiz and Ramirez tested positive in 2003.
Well, that's when, yeah, but I don't, it
That's the one
wasn't
that
late.
everybody points to for Bonds.
Yeah, but wasn't that the
Anonymous one, yeah.
no, but it was before they started testing.
Yeah.
And no, was that the one that was in the book? Whatever that
Maybe.
book was,
Oh, Game of Shadows. Oh, Mitchell report.
Mitchell report.
Yeah, that's the one that's in the Mitchell report. I mean, Game of Shadows has all the information on Bonds, but while it's all there, they can't prove he did anything. They're like, oh, he did it. Well, yeah, you say that, but like the guy never testified against him. Not that like Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame simply on how good he was at evading the fucking FBI, in my opinion. But the
I mean, Barry.
update: Browns are up 18-6.
Wow, look at that. The reason Bonds is no, just look at his body change. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous. Bonds is like Lenny Dykstra.
yeah.
Yeah, no, you could look. Lenny Dykstra never tested positive, never did anything. Look at Lenny Dykstra in 1986. Look at Lenny Dykstra in 1993 on the cover of Sports Illustrated playing for the Phillies. It's his body transformation was ridiculous and it wasn't natural.
Yeah.
The same thing with Barry Bonds. It wasn't natural what he did, and he didn't have to do it.